We are going to learn about symbolism in Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies, as you all know, is a modern text, and symbolism was also a literary device that was very much used by the modern writers. And there are symbols at various levels that are embedded in this text, and you can see it in various forms. There is a wide use of symbols, of animal images, of describing fire in the form of a jaguar licking its tongue, so as if it has life. There is a lot of personification. The boys are described like a cat, slouching and moving like a beast or an animal. So there are so many symbols that are embedded in the text, and if you look for them, there are too many. So in this lecture, we are concentrating on some of the most important symbols that are there in Lord of the Flies. We have already discussed the title of Lord of the Flies, and we have also understood that Lord of the Flies stands for Beelzebub. So there is also a symbolic meaning of the title itself. Now there are also nature images. The lagoon, the lagoon looks very beautiful in the morning. But the same lagoon, when it is night and when it is dark, it turns dangerous and ominous. So this shifting, even the lagoon, it is shifting itself. When the mood is happy, it looks beautiful, and when the boys are sad or when there is a problem, it looks scary. So the entire setting of William Golding's Lord of the Flies is an island, is a remote island. And the setting is very important, is integral to the story. The schoolboys have been left stranded on an island, and their trouble begins immediately. Golding uses various kinds of imagery to depict each significant place on the island, such as calling the place where the airplane sliced through the bush the scar. So where it is landing, their airplane where it lands is called the scar. So these boys, where they have entered, is known as the scar. One of the most vivid and haunting uses of imagery can be found in the description of the patch of island which the boys burned, what they intended to be a small fire. So as you know the story, I will briefly summarize the story. A plane crashes on a desert island. The only survivors are a group of schoolboys. At first, they enjoy their freedom and celebrate the absence of grown-ups. So boys feel very elated when there are no grown-ups. But the sense of disorder begins to affect them, and irrational fears take over. The world of cricket, homework, classes, and all the extracurricular activities in school seems to be a faraway dream against the more pressing reality of sheer survival. And the appearance of a terrifying beast who haunts their dreams. Violence takes over. The group is broken up into factions, each determined to wipe out the other. What Golding tries to show in the novel is that violence is built into our system, into our genes, and in our blood, and that age has little to do when the innate violence would erupt. So, when we look at those symbolic meanings, I think that the most important part of the whole text is the allegory. The story. What is an allegory? Allegory is you can read a story at two different levels. So one is the story of the boys, the big ones and little ones who are caught in this remote island, and other is in the other way you can also read it as an allegory of power. So you can read the text at two levels. So the sound of the shell, the conch, is very important. It's Ralph and Piggy who find the conch. Conch is used to summon all the meetings. So when Ralph blows the conch, all the boys come together. So conch is a symbol of unity, conch is a symbol of order, and conch is a symbol of power because Ralph holds it and all the meetings are held with the help of the conch. So this conch shell in this remote island becomes very powerful and is the most powerful symbol. There's also a why I call a lot of the flies as an allegory of power is also because it shows the power struggle that is there between Jack and Ralph. And there is inner corruption and there is anarchy and there are various symbolical relevance of it. So in the beginning they vote Ralph into power, so that shows democracy. There is voting rights, there are rights are divided, duties are divided, big ones are given their work, little ones are given their work, huts are being built, civilization is being established, there is a fire built, hut is being built, there is a use of science technology because Piggy's glasses are used to build up a fire. So in the way everything is systematic, everything is democratic in the beginning, but later on we see that there is anarchy and boys disobey, they don't want to work, they don't want to make the huts all the time, they don't want to work, they don't want to keep the fire alive, so they are not working at all. So it is and they don't want to follow orders, so democracy breaks up into anarchy and civilization breaks up into barbarism. So earlier there are huts, there is fire, there is care, there is togetherness, and then they tend towards hunting and they tend towards being more barbaric, dancing, performing death rituals, killing killing a pregnant sow. So they go on killing and hunting and even they go on to kill Simon and Piggy. So this also shows that bestiality and negative energy and violence is taking over the psyche and civilization is deteriorating into barbarism. So in that way, Lord of the Flies can be read as an allegory of power. Then Piggy's glasses are very important because Piggy's glasses are used to build the fire. So it is a symbol of science and technology. It is also a symbol of civilization because it brings fire. It is also something that is carried from their previous existence. So it is also a reminder of what they had been. It is also a symbol of intellect. Glasses, spectacles always show that a person, usually earlier the glasses were worn by people who would study a lot. So glasses are also always used and again and again they are used as a symbol of intellect. And it is also used in making fire, as we have talked about it. It is important and it is life-saving. And in the end, what happens? That it is broken and it is taken away by Jack. He dangles it and takes it away. So that creates an image of deterioration, of science, of technology, of intellect, and everything is falling apart. So when the glasses break, it is also the shattering of any little feelings that we have that civilization can be saved or these boys can be saved. But that is the one of those moments in the novel where there is utter hopelessness. Fire again is a symbol of civilization, of security, because food is cooked on it. It gives them warmth and is also connecting them to the outer world, because the fire and the smoke becomes very important. And it also keeps there is a light that is generated by fire, so it is also removing the darkness or the fear that is lurking. So fire also gives warmth, fire also gives a kind of security. Then we have already discussed evil in very great detail. So if you want to talk more about evil, you can go to the previous video that I have shared on evil. But you can just go back to the image of Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, how they stick the sow's head to the stick. And you can talk about the barbaric rituals, painted faces and long hairs, and the beast from the air and the beast from the water. These are all lurking fear in the mind of the boys, and shadow and tall trees. So all these images we have already discussed in the previous lecture, so you can cross refer to it. Then the characters are also very symbolic. Simon I take as the most symbolic character because it is the Christ figure. Simon remains uninvolved in the power struggles. He is a bit aloof, and that also shows him almost Christ-like. He is almost godlike between Ralph and Jack, and remains a friend of the weaker little ones. He cares for the little boys. But he is the one who understands the truth about Lord of the Flies, because it is to him that the face of the pig, that dead soul, talks, and it tells that the beast isn't outside, it is you, it is inside you. So he is the one who gets the revelation, and he is the one who is killed. So by his sacrifice, the other boys are saved. In that way, Simon's blood purifies, or is almost like Christ's crucifixion. So Simon has always been discussed as the Christ image in Lord of the Flies. So it is he who talks to the beast on the mountain. When he tries to pass the information on, he is mistaken for the beast himself and is killed. Then Ralph and Jack, you already know. So Ralph is the leader. He is the leader of the boys who are marooned on the island, and remains in charge for most of the action in the novel. So he is the protagonist. And Golding focus on Ralph and his evolution, psychological and physical, provides an insight into how power is established in society. So he is the one who establishes democratic power. He knows how to he's a born leader. He knows how to lead the boys. Jack is the antagonist. He is the chief antagonist. He can also be treated as the villain, who develops from a leader of the choir boys in the first chapter. The choir boys are the ones who are converted into hunters. So he appears as an antagonistic leader. He also has leadership qualities, but they are more violent, and that makes him almost like a tyrannical leader. It almost makes him a very dangerous kind of leader. He emerges as a very dangerous, very devilish, very evil leader. So Ralph represents a good leader, and Jack represents an evil leader, and in that way the whole novel becomes an allegory of fight between good and evil. He is largely responsible for the crimes committed by some of the boys on others in the group. So he is leading the hunters, and he is the one who can be held responsible for the death of Simon. And then there are other characters who are very important. Piggy the intellectual is very important. He is physically weak but can assess the pros and cons of a situation better than anyone else, even better than Ralph. However, he is ignored by most of the group because he is not physically strong. As the novel develops, he comes close to Ralph, especially when the two are expelled by the savages. Piggy is killed by a large boulder released by Roger. So this whole significance of Piggy is very important, because sometimes we give more importance to physical power than to intellectual power, and that is physical and brute power, animal power is something that is represented by barbarism, and civilization represents intellect. So Piggy is a representative of intellect, and his being killed is almost a death of a civilization, and it is barbarism taking over. Roger is the one who is responsible for killing Piggy. He is Jack's constant companion. He can be thought about the second in command of evil, and he is constantly looking for an excuse to bully the little ones. He is bullying every child who is around, and thus displays his sadistic power against them. And later again, as you know, he is responsible for killing Piggy. Sam and Eric are twins. They are known as Sam and Eric, who remain close to Ralph till the very end, and they appear to be good. But this also shows hegemony, the power to consent, or it also shows betrayal. So Sam and Eric, they appear very close to Ralph, but when chance comes, they betray Ralph. But in the end, they reveal Ralph's hiding place to the hunters, and this way they are betrayers, and in this way they are also the people who are complacent, who know that what is good, what is bad, yet they take sides of evil to save themselves. So all the characters in the novel are very, very symbolic.